So I was trying to make a video, but my phone rang. It was my job, and I had to deal with a client. So I had to stop the video, and I had to because I work from home. So, you know, that's how that goes. But anyway, I wanted to talk about something that I saw on The View, and I wanted to give my occult view, perspective on it. But before I get into that, I do make videos on Patreon. The Occult View, same as here on YouTube. I make videos on Patreon. So follow me on Patreon. Um, do what you do. I have a Patreon. And hit me up on Patreon as well. There are some videos that I'm going to post on Patreon. I just posted a new video on Patreon, but you have to be a patron in order to see it for a very, very reasonable fee. So I will post the link to my Patreon in the video description box. I'm not really savvy about how to put the link of my Patreon on my YouTube banner. I don't know how to do that yet because YouTube is always changing. So let me just say that. Okay. I want to talk about two things. The first thing I want to talk about is I was looking at The View, and Chelsea Clinton was on there, and she was promoting a new book. And I'm not going to say the name of the book, I'm not promoting her book. But on the cover of the book is about women, courageous women. And what I found interesting is that, well, basically, the book is giving props and recognition to courageous women. But as an occultist, I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, wait a minute. You're giving props to courageous women. But when you look at the cover of the book, there are five or six women on the cover of that book, and none of them represent what this country is really about. If you really want to go that route, none of them represent what this world is really about. If you want to go that route, because the only group of women who are on the cover of that book are Asian women. And I think one white woman, but I don't know for certain because that woman, her head is faced away from the camera on the book. Her head is faced in the opposite direction. So I don't know if that is really another Asian woman or is it a white woman? I don't know. But what I found interesting is that there are no Hispanic women, there are no Puerto Rican women, and there are no black women. That's the main thing that I found very interesting about this book. And I got to thinking about something. And then it came to me, which is what I do. I give my occult view. They slurped up and fed off of the black woman's energy, manifested off of it, and now they're trying to push the black woman to the side. Remember what I told you all about this new women's movement that started in 2017 when they did that women's march here in DC? Remember, I told you the year 2017 was a year of new beginnings because it went back to the number one. And now look what's happening. Now they're trying to, and see, this is where the occult comes in. They're trying to push the black woman out the way. They don't want to acknowledge the accomplishments of the black woman in this book, of course. And the black women were the ones who helped them to manifest this shit. So now the face of courage and the face of strength is now not going to be the black woman anymore. It's now going to be non black women. They don't even have any Puerto Rican or Latino, Afro Latino, or even any Hispanic women on the cover of the book. And I know what people are going to say. Well, Seer, maybe they mentioned black women inside the book. Maybe, but as an occultist, I know that visualization and imagery is everything. I know that symbols are everything. And that cover is a symbol to basically say, the black women, we got what we needed from you, and now we don't need you anymore. And now we're going to push you to the side. We may mention you in the book, but the face of the book, we're telling people that the face of courageous women and the face of women who have all this resilience, or whatever the case may be, resilience or whatever. I don't give a fuck how you say it. You know what I'm talking about. The face of these great qualities will no longer be attached to you. We're going to attach it to non-black women. That's all that symbol says, by them not showing not one black woman on the cover of that book. So this is why I said to black women, you have to be careful who you align your energy with, especially these other non-black women, because what they're doing is they're pulling off of your energy, keeping division between you and your heterosexual black men counterparts, and then they're going out there getting the black men that you should be with. That's mind control, and those are spells, period. And that symbol, the cover of that book, that symbol is a definite slap in the face to black women. And if that is not a inkling that black women should separate themselves from this, women's rights stuff, or this that white women and non-black women are using your energy for, do your own thing. If this is not an inkling for you all to separate that and take your fucking energy back, I don't know what is. Let me give you another example of what I'm talking about, and how they use, your energy, and then they cast you aside after they get what they want. I was watching a movie last night. It was called Chasing the Pavement. It's a gay movie. I would tell people to check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. It's not a lot of good acting in the movie, but if it did have a lot of good acting in it, it would have had more potential. But I wasn't looking at it for the acting. I was looking at it for the occultism. Okay. Well, let me take that back. At first, I was looking at it for the acting because it had a good storyline. No, not the acting. It had a good storyline. Let me say that. It had a good fucking storyline. The acting was terrible, very one dimensional. Okay. But it had a good storyline. It was about a gay black guy who was a porn star or a porn actor or whatever. He wasn't a star. Well, kind of he was, but he was a porn actor. Let's just say that. And he befriends an Asian male, and the Asian male is straight. The Asian male needs a place to stay. Okay? He needs a place to stay. So he comes, the little black gay guy, he went to the Asian guy's store because the Asian guy worked in a carryout or something like that, or a restaurant, I don't know. And the little Asian guy wrote his number down and said, listen, call me. So he told the guy, I need a place to stay, or whatever the case may be. And the black guy said, cool, you can stay with me. At first, the black guy wasn't going to let him stay with him. I'm not going to get into the reasons why. It's nothing big. But, at first he was not sure. But then once he found out that the Asian guy was a computer engineer or some shit like that, he said, okay, you can build my webpage for me, or whatever the case may be. And the Asian guy was like, cool, I can do that for a reduced amount of rent. Cool, bam. Okay. So to make a long story short, the black gay guy, the Asian guy was straight. He was a bit creepy and weird, and on the socially awkward side, whatever the case may be. But he proclaimed to be straight. So one night, the Asian dude went into the black gay guy's bedroom and started trying on his clothes because he wanted to be close to his energy. See, that was his intent all along. That was his intention. This is why I don't date interracially. This is why I don't mess with non-black people. I will mess with Puerto Ricans, some Hispanics. I will get down with some Latinos. Yeah, because they sexy as a motherfucker and they niggas too. the ones who really know that they're niggas. But as far as Asian and white, I ain't fucking with them because they're energy vampires. Yeah, I said it. They are energy vampires and they like to steal black people's energy. That is why I try my best, not to get into any arguments or any engagements with them because they're trying to steal your energy. That is what they do. That is why a lot of times they try to pick arguments with black people. And when we respond with anger, you know what I'm saying? When we respond with anger when it's not necessary, they feed off of that. Now, if you need to respond with anger and whoop their motherfucking ass, then you do what you got to do. I'm not talking about being docile. I'm talking about being strategic on an occult level and knowing the difference. So anyway, the black guy catches him in his bedroom and they end up kissing and they end up fucking. The Asian guy ends up fucking the black guy because the black guy was the bottom. If you don't know what a bottom is, that's the person that takes the dick. Okay? I am a bottom. That's what I do. So that is what the Asian guy did. He fucked the black guy, kissed all over him. They slept together that night. Now, the Asian guy was supposed to be straight, remember? He was supposed to be straight. So the next morning, when the gay black dude wakes up, the Asian dude moved out. He went into the Asian dude's bedroom. That motherfucker moved out in the middle of the night, took everything, all of his stuff, and he moved out. And the movie went off. Okay? Here's where the symbolism comes in. The Asian dude went into that black dude's bedroom and started trying on his clothes, remember? He wanted to suck up that fucking energy. He needed that black gay man because when they were kissing, when the black gay guy, when the little gay guy caught him in his bedroom, he told the Asian guy, you're beautiful when he was not. He was ugly as a motherfucker. But see, this is the mistake that a lot of black people make. He built that motherfucker up, gave him the energy that he needed, and then that motherfucker left him. And he left him in a bind because I didn't mention that black gay guy, he needed a roommate because his old roommate had left and ran out on him, much like this Asian guy did. Okay? After he let this Asian guy move in with him for a reduced rate. So he fucked the little gay black guy, stole his motherfucking energy, and went on about his business. This is the same motherfucking thing that has happened to black women who have aligned themselves with white women's movement. Now they won't even acknowledge you. They're writing Chelsea Clinton and her mother wrote a book. Now they're not even acknowledging you. They may mention black women in the book, but the cover does not even acknowledge black women. And that is where the occult comes in. That's the symbol to say that we don't acknowledge you. We may mention you in the book, but when it comes to it at face value, we don't acknowledge you as being strong and courageous and having resilience or whatever the word may be. I can't think of the word right now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Resilience. Shit. So that's the symbol. And that's the same thing that happened to this gay boy in this movie that I was looking at, Chasing Pavement. Check that motherfucking shit out. Chasing the Pavement or Chasing Pavement, something like that. That Asian guy came in, sucked up his motherfucking energy. He gave him the confidence that he needed, and then he ran off with that dude's energy and left him with nothing. Now he's left in a bind once again, and he's going to have to find a new roommate. And that is the story of black people's lives. We give up our fucking energy and we don't get anything in return. We allow people to feed off of our energy and we don't get anything in return. And there's an energy behind that. There's an energy behind that. But we're just not paying attention. There's an energy behind that. But I just found that this video won't be very long. I found that to be very interesting. That entire scenario in that movie. And then I look at The View this morning and I'm looking at this book And there's no black women on the cover of it. Not that I really care, but I'm looking at it from an occult aspect. So basically, what they're trying to do is they're using the black woman's energy, but they're not giving the black woman the props that she deserves. They're using your energy, they've used your energy, but they're not giving you any credit. Because we all know that this country was built off of the back of the black mammy. We all know that. That was the black woman. This country was built off of the back and the pain and the blood and the suffering and the tears of the black mammy. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's all I really have to say. Thank you.